Hello students, I welcome you all to the today's session which is on spiral model. So in the previous session you learned the software development life cycle models, which is waterfall model and the RAD model or iterative model. So now in today's session we will learn spiral model. So you can see in the diagram spiral model. So it looks like a spiral. So your software development process is a continuous process here. So let us see the spiral model. It is actually one of the most important software development life cycle models. So it provides a support for risk handling. So importantly, it supports the functionality risk handling. So in its diagrammatic representation, it looks like a spiral with many loops. You can see in the diagram. So the exact number of loops of the spiral is unknown and can vary from project to project. So again, it depends on your project. So the spirals may vary according to your project. So each loop of the spiral is called as a phase of a software development process. So the exact number of phases needed to develop the product can be varied by the project manager depending upon the project risks. So he will analyze the project risk and so he will put up the model. And as the project manager diagrammatically determines the number of phases, so that the project manager has an important role to develop a product using this spiral model. So now that you decide that you going to use the spiral model, so you have to plan out how the things are going to be. So first phase, you can see objective identification. So here you will identify what is the objective of your software application which you are going to develop. So next is the process. So progress, wherein you will have a risk management. So here you handle the risk and you build the prototype models, and then you design your model and then write a code to it, then integrate all the modules and then test it, and then implementation happens. So then you plan for the next phase. So this is the iterative model. So it mainly emphasis on the risk analysis, as I've told you. So this spiral model is very good for risk analysis. And then the spiral model has some four phases, so which is planning, risk analysis, engineering and evaluation. So, a software project repeatedly passes through these phases in iteration, like you can see in the diagram. So, these are called as spirals in this model. So, the baseline spiral, starting in the planning phase, requirements are gathered and risk is assessed. First, you gather all the requirements, then you analyze the risk. So, what are the possible risks which are going to happen? So let us see some of the advantages. So it provides early indication of the risk without much cost. So as you plan out everything, first you get to know what are all the possible risks. So without costing much or without no cost, so you will identify the risks here. And users see the system early because of the rapid prototype models. So you are going to use the prototyping model. So that is why you will get to know prototype is nothing but you are developing a model which exactly works as the actual model. So you develop it and then get to know what are all the how my application is going to be in future in the earlier stage. So user can be closely tied up to the all the life cycle steps. So the user can also see his each phases of development, and then early and frequent feedback from the user you will be getting in this model. So each phase you give some deliverables or interact with your customer, so he will be seeing your application throughout the all the phases. So next is, let us see some disadvantages. So time spent for evaluating risks are too large for small or low risk projects. So as you spend more time on risk analysis, so you spend more time in this and you waste your implementation time here. And sometimes this model is complex, And risk assessment expertise is required, because so, everybody will not be good at risk analysis, so you need an expertise to analyze the risk. And then spiral may continue indefinite times, so sometime the spiral may go indefinite of time, so it can vary again according to your project. So developer must be reassigned during non-development phase activities. So the developer must be again reassigned. So sometimes you may have finished your development tasks. So sometimes what happens, you have to go back and do the same work. So sometimes you need to fix those bugs or go back to the previous stage and fix those bugs. So these are all the some of the activities which you will be doing. So with this we understand the spiral model definition, its diagram, advantages and disadvantages. So next class we will again discuss with the next one more life cycle model. Thank you.